The question is Tommy Maximoff showing up in Agatha all along?
No.
I don't think so either. The funny thing is, that was gonna be our question for our episode 5 review. And I said, you know what? It seems a bit out there. I was feeling it. I thought to myself, that's gonna be the reason Billy is going to the end of the road. This episode basically starts off with, this is the reason he's going to the end of the road.
We got a lot in this episode. We had an understanding of Billy, i.e. William Kaplan, who was his previous life. We see his bar mitzvah, we see him with his actual parents, and we see his life end and his new life begin
There you go.
as Billy.
Kind of poetic. It was probably one of the better things of this show, that through line that they tied up. We've got to do fact of the day. Page number 149, fact number
2.
Elizabeth Taylor lived to be 79. But she never learned how to boil an egg.
She didn't need to.
You know the crazy thing? I believe Billy Maximoff also doesn't know how to boil an egg.
You're probably right.
That character in this show is a little bit completely throwaway.
And see, that's the problem. They're trying to set up his character as this guy's going to be a main player. He's the new kid on the block. He's so powerful. And yet, it feels like we're not going to see him again.
No, I think this might be the end of his character because this actor is gone, alright? I have to be honest. We've said it from the start. This kid is not good. This was probably his best episode in terms of his performance, but in other ways it was his worst because it showed how poorly he was doing in certain scenes with certain scene partners and how he was actually okay in other scenes with other people.
I actually really believed him in the flashback portion, which was most of the episode. But then when he re-entered the present with Agatha, I thought, no, where did that young man go? Bring him back, because this is overly dramatic in a way I don't think it needs to be.
When he's on the road with the witches, it's like pantomime on TV.
Yes!
Whereas when he was in that first half of the episode, it felt a little more real, even though it still was a bit janky.
I did like seeing how this magic worked. Obviously through WandaVision, there was always this question as to, were the kids real in some way?
I think it's more like they're siphoned off bits of Wanda. I don't think they are actually her kids. It's almost like a clone version of her that's been created, like a part of her soul maybe, that has been put into this kid because this part of her soul was Tommy and Billy in WandaVision. Because it was unnatural magic that formed them in the first place, which is why Agatha said that line, you're using unnatural magic to keep this body, because something is unnatural to him is actually natural to Billy, because he's already done it.
And he's already an unnatural being
Exactly.
in that sense. They did say at the beginning of this episode, Wanda Maximoff, dead. But we know, Kevin Feige said, there's a chance she could come back. We'll leave the door open. So this is just as far as the people in Westview and around that world are concerned, there's no more of her. But there's still a chance she comes back. I personally think Elizabeth Olsen might come back if this Billy character disappears.
Yeah,